Hi guys, so I'm back with the final video in the reupholstery project. This is a chair I'm working with. I'm gonna be adding the fabric now. I'm not using the old buttons. I'm using these crystal buttons I picked up on Amazon. I did not have the thread that I'm supposed to use, so I'm using this outdoor thread. It's a very strong thread, so I am confident that it will be fine. This is actually what you should be using. It's a wax thread. You will need your stapler. I love this stapler. It is so easy to use. You don't have the cord getting in your way. And you will need your upholstery needle. This is what you're going to use to put the buttons on. So let's get started. So I'm just basically tucking the fabric in for the bottom of the back right there. I'm doing the front portion of the back of the chair. That white fabric you see me sew on there, I had to replace it. It wasn't strong enough. Make sure you kind of evenly spread the fabric out before you go to putting the buttons on, and you basically string them on the needle and you stick the needle in through the back and pull the thread through. Just showing you there. Remember, the holes were already there. Showing you from the rear of the chair. That's me pulling the string through, and once I did that, I staple it on. Now you have to have some symmetry to the fabric on the front of the back, if you know what I mean, between the buttons. So you have to spend some time kind of putting the pleats in and making sure that there is some method to the look. After I did that, I stapled the back on at the rear of the chair. I went on to do the sides as well, and you have to make sure that you are smoothing the fabric as you go along and you are pulling it firmly when you put the staples in. Now right up the top there, what I sewed wasn't working, so I simply pulled it out and then stapled it in place. Didn't matter really, because the fabric that's going to go on the rear of the chair is going to cover there. So this is my first time working on a chair like this. So I'm just winging it as I go along, guys. Now here I am trimming away the excess fabric. You don't want to have that bulk showing underneath the fabric for the rear. Now I know you saw the seat cover on in the previous clips, but it was just resting there. I just wanted to get a feel of what it looked like. So I'm just going to show you how I install it. You see the other fabric at the end there, that's what you're going to use to tuck it under the bottom and staple it on to have it firm. So you tuck it in, then you pull it out at the under the bottom there. But before I staple that, I went to staple the front and the sides. Then I went into the back and I cut the fabric because there was a wood that was blocking it, and then I just staple it in place. And that's what keeps your seat cover firm and smooth. And you have to do the same thing with the piece that comes down for the back. So if you notice that I have a different piece for the back now, I had to replace it because that white piece wasn't strong enough. And there I am pulling it through like I did with the seat and stapling it in place. Next we get to the back of the chair. I'm just smoothing it on. Then what I did, I pinned it in place before I went in to put the nail head trim on. For the nail head trim, I purchased these upholstery tacks on eBay. It was 1,000 for $35. Now it was really difficult for me putting them on because they were short and also they were slippery. The other option is what I'm showing you now. You can buy the nail head trim in a roll, and you basically add the nails at I think every third nail. Yes, every third nail head. You just put the nail in. This is easier in the sense that you won't have difficulty trying to make sure it's straight and all that. I've worked with this before. I actually added this to a sofa that I have. So will cost you a little more. It's on eBay, but it's so much easier. It took me 2 days to complete the nails on one chair. Don't mean the entire 2 days, but over a 2 day period, I did it. Um, I spaced them half an inch apart and just kept on tacking and tacking and tacking and pulling them out, making sure they are straight and they are slipping and falling out of my hand. And take my advice, guys, go with the roll of nailhead trim. It's gonna cost you a little more, but it's well worth it. Remember, you have saved a ton of money by doing this on your own. Once I completed the trim, I put the bottom on, underneath the bottom of the chair that is, and this is the results, guys. Now I am very pleased with myself. I cannot lie, it was not easy, but it certainly wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. I think it was more time consuming. You need a lot of patience to do this, guys. But at the end of the day, I saved myself a ton of money, whether I decided to buy a pair of new chairs, which would be about $600, or to reupholster them for $2,000. The fabric cost me $60. The nail head, the nails were $35, and the buttons were $7. Not bad at all. I know you guys can do it too. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.